Okay, so we are going to be talking about Mom Donnie, uh, Candace Owens and her bullshit, and we are going to be talking about Tyler Robinson because we can't talk about Candace without talking about Tyler Robinson. And I'm going to say that the reason why I am doing that is because she's an idiot, and I'm going to play you something that is going to shock you if you're a Candace fan. Now, what's funny is I used to be a Candace fan. I loved her. I thought she was awesome. She was a breath of fresh air. She used to be a Democrat. She switched over to Republican. And, she's still a Republican, but she is off her fucking rocker. And I was going to start with the Mom Donnie stuff first, but I want to get into the Candace stuff first because I don't know if it's going to take up a whole episode or not. And it deserves its own episode, to be honest with you. And the Mom Donnie thing deserves its own episode, um, to be honest with you. And the New Jersey governor that they picked, that deserves its own episode as well. So, but we'll see. If I have time in the episode to fit it in, I will fit it in. But I Candace, okay, as a person who used to like you, I just want to say, girl, stop. I think you are good at being a gossip columnist kind of person where you talk about the celebrities and things like that. Um, Politically now, I just don't think you should talk politically anymore. You could still talk about the trans issue because that is, an issue that needs to be cleared up. I know not all trans people are how everybody thinks they are. It's just a selective few that think we should cater and bow down to them and call them by these things that it's just not practical. And then you have your trans people that are like, look, I just want to live. I don't care about any of this bullshit, pronoun bullshit. It is like, no, whatever. um you know and the people that transition, that go full out to the point where they don't have dicks and they have vaginas, well, then they can use the women's bathroom. uh you got dudes out here with 5 o'clock shadows trying to go in the girl's bathroom and they have a dick. No, that's absolutely not okay. No, she can talk about that, period. I'm going to talk about that. I have to double check, but I have to go through my episodes because I know I did an episode on that, but I don't know if it got uh deleted or not because of the music I chose to use. It's certain music Spotify can't let me use or whatever. So that's why now you only hear like a couple seconds of a song and that's it. Or I do the ducking where the music's in the background, but I'm actually talking over the music so you can't really hear it. Um, which is a very cool thing that my sound card does. But I am getting a new sound card that has way more stuff on it. So I can do way more for my podcasting. So I can't wait for that to come. And I'm also selling my beautiful laptop that I've loved so much. But I found a refurbished MacBook Pro 2022, um, because I don't like any other laptops Apple has. I only like the MacBook Pro. I think that's the best one they have. So that's the one I'm buying. And I already have a case for it because I bought, it was supposed to be for this computer, but it was not the right size. It's for a newer computer than the one that I have. So it didn't work, but I saved it because I've been planning on getting a new computer, and I put this computer on Facebook Marketplace, and I've had a few people reach out about buying it. So, whoever, it's basically first come, first serve. Whoever wants the computer, boom, gets it. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be recording a bunch of shows, and I'm going to have them scheduled so that this way, while I'm waiting for the new computer to come, you guys still get content, and then it's not like I fell off and you're not going to hear from me for like a week or two, and then I come back on. So I'm going to try to bang out as many podcasts as I can. Now I can do my podcast through my phone, I think, but I have to figure that out. I don't know exactly how I would do that, but I'm also selling my sound card as well because I'm getting a new sound card. So I have to make sure that uh the computer gets sold first before the sound card. If the sound card gets sold first, then I will be beat on making new content for a little while. Um, unless hold off on selling it until I get my new one, which I would tell the people, look, it'll be here in a couple of days. When the new sound card comes, you can come pick it up. So anyway, now out of that, so we're going to get into Candace Owens, okay? She is out of her ever loving fucking mind. She puts out, okay, she puts out all these conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk and how Charlie Kirk died, and it's this one, it's Israel, it's Trump, it's his own team at TPS USA, it's all these people, which really she kind of throws Erica in there without saying it, but she kind of throws Erica in there because Erica's a part and friends with all of these people. So if you're saying that all these people are in on Charlie Kirk's death, then you are obviously implicating his wife as well, just not full on saying it, because she's friends with Trump. You said Trump had something to do with it. She's friends with JD Vance. She's friends with all the people at TP USA. She's friends with the bodyguards and all the cameramen and all the people that were there for for Charlie when he got shot. Um, you know, she knows Cash Patel, uh, and all of these people and the donors and things like that. She, I'm sure, has contact with them because those are the people who invest in TPUSA. So basically, what you're saying is Erica knew about this, because there's no way all these people had this conspiracy against her husband and she didn't know about it. And if she didn't know about it and was friends with all these people, wouldn't you be like, yo, all those people you talked to killed your husband? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe you should tell her that, if that's what you think. you think that all those people that she surrounds herself with murdered her husband, that would be something I would want to know. But Erica does not believe that. And Erica has heard these things. And she said what she said on Jesse Waters' show, that their people are grieving and they are, they have to have somebody to blame, and that this is just the way that they're grieving. But I've even heard, which I didn't think about this until after the fact, that a lot of us think Candace Owens was in love with Charlie Kirk. But then Charlie Kirk found Erica, and then she rushed into this relationship with this guy that she's with, and he proposed to her on FaceTime, and they just got married really fast. They knew each other for like 6 days or some shit like that. And he proposed to her, and then they got married. And Charlie Kirk was getting married to Erica, and they had been together for 4 years. And the one guy, the older millennial, said it was like Candace's relationship was like a business deal. They didn't go on any romantic dates. And I actually had seen an interview with her husband, and he even said, we didn't go out on any romantic dates, we didn't do any of that kind of stuff. I just FaceTimed her and said, will you marry me? We met up a couple times, and that was it. What? Who the fuck gets married like that? Maybe that's what you should talk about, Candace. Talk about that. Talk about your business arrangement with your husband, instead of worrying about shit that you don't fucking know. Because I find that awfully suspicious. It's like you got married because Charlie Kirk got married. And that is insane. But I really believe that now. I really believe that she's in love with Charlie Kirk, and she just wants to blame everybody, and she believes that Tyler Robinson did it, but she doesn't believe he acted alone. Let me tell you what, that motherfucker is going up against the firing squad, because that's how they do the death penalty down in Utah. Okay, they shoot bullets at you until they hit you in the heart and you die. That's how he's going out. You think for one fucking minute that this kid, because he's not like an older person, you think this kid wouldn't be selling all these motherfuckers out if he wasn't the only one involved in the situation? You think he would be just sitting there stone cold quiet? What could the government do to him that Utah State isn't going to do to him? Oh, we're going to kill you if you tell anybody. He's already marked for death, so he has nothing to fucking lose. He might get off the death penalty if he said, this is going on, this is what's happening, this is a conspiracy against me. Yeah, I shot him, but I was told by this one, that one, blah 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 blah, whatever. It was a whole plan, it was a whole conspiracy. I know if it was me, I'd be singing like a fucking canary. That's what people don't understand with all these conspiracy theories and all this shit. Two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Did you ever hear that saying before? Or at least if you watch Pretty Little Liars, got a secret, can you keep it? Two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. That is the fucking truth. Too many people get it whenever there's a conspiracy, there's always like over 25 people or 30 people that know about this conspiracy. That it never fails. When there's a conspiracy theory, there's always so many people who are supposedly in on the conspiracy. It's impossible to keep that many people in check and not have somebody leak information or or become a disgruntled employee and blow up spots, or they feel some kind of remorse or regret and they tell someone and blow up. So nobody, and especially a group of people like that, nobody is keeping a secret like that. I'm sorry. And especially the person that is the patsy of the whole thing, that's going to end up losing their life and has a lot on the line and has all of America watching him and hating his fucking guts. And you think he's sitting quietly and not fucking divulging all the people involved in this conspiracy? Come on, Candace, you have to be smarter than that. I'm not even a high school graduate, and I know that. And I know you've graduated high school and at least went to college. Maybe you didn't, I don't know. But come on, you can't. There's no way you're this dumb. And you really think that. And not to mention, all your conspiracies are bullshit, because 1 minute it's Israel, it's Benjamin Netanyahu, then it's Jewish donors, then it's Trump, then it's Kash Patel, then it's a plane flying over at a certain time, and then there's a military plane that's flying over, and then Tyler Robinson did it, but he was set up to do it. As you know, that's he was the patsy, and it wasn't the a 30-06 that shot him in the neck, and this and that and blah blah blah. If that would have happened, are you a fucking doctor now? Are you a doctor? Do you do autopsies? No, I don't think you fucking do. And there's miracles that happen every fucking day. Okay, the gun that he was using, yes, was shot at 30-06. But do you know that was his grandfather's gun from World War II? That wasn't a new gun that he used. He was using an old as fuck gun. So you don't think maybe that gun fires differently than a newer one? And that the bullet and everything, with the way he was positioned and the, what's it called? The downdraft. I said it in one of my other videos, but the way he shot, the wind and whatever, it lowered the bullet down, and at that angle speed, eventually the bullet slows. It doesn't keep going as fast as it's going as soon as it leaves the gun. The further away you're shooting, the slower the bullet is going to get because of gravity. So you shoot close distance. Oops. You shoot close distance. Well, boom, it's going right. It might go right through you, whatever. But the further away you shoot the gun, gravity takes effect and it will slow down the bullet. So when it hit Charlie in the neck, it got lodged there. There was no exit wound because it got lodged in his neck and the way he was. And Charlie was a healthy, fit guy. And the bullet went through, but it was stopped by his spinal cord. Now the bullet slowed, entered him, so it wasn't going as fast as if you shot him point blank. And it had to go through his thick skin on his neck, through all of that, and then bone. Bone is hard, Candace. It's not fucking flimsy. And he worked out, he had muscle. He's shooting through muscle, everything like that. So, and it also, screw what I say, it could just be a miracle. And that's what I think it was. I think it was a miracle. Why do I say that? Because somebody else could have gotten shot. That bullet could have exited his neck and kept going and shot somebody on the other side of Charlie. And they wouldn't even have known it. And for your conspiracy theory bullshit, if Trump or Benjamin Netanyahu or Israel or the Jewish donors or all these people, why the fuck would they cherry pick this kid? Who the fuck is this kid? Where the fuck did they get him from? Let's just pluck this guy out of obscurity and use him. What made them zero in on him? Because there are plenty of crazy radical ass liberals that are actually famous for being crazy and insane, and they're all over the internet and whatever. Why wouldn't you pick one of them? Why would you pick this nobody that was raised in a conservative family that then fell off the tracks when he went to school or whatever? He got radicalized and fucking turned into a psycho-ass liberal. Why would they pick this kid? And if it was them, why wouldn't they have picked an actual hitman? Why wouldn't they have picked somebody with military experience? Because if you talk to anybody in the military, when they go to shoot a gun, they never aim for the fucking neck. They say, we don't aim there. It's either a headshot or a chest shot, where they shoot you directly in your heart or directly in your fucking head. They don't shoot for the neck. Now, maybe this kid meant to shoot him in the head, but fucked up and got him in the neck instead. Or it was the weather. It was very windy that day, and he was shooting from up high, and the bullet with gravity goes down, and that's where it ended up. But why not pick a professional that could get in and out undetected? Why would it be so easy? Why would they pick someone that would be so easy to fucking catch? That's what doesn't make sense to me. You're an idiot. So here's this interview that she did, and I want you to listen to it, and listen to it good, because there is a huge problem with what she says, and she tries to stay 10 toes down, but it doesn't work. This girl ripped her, and it was a CNN reporter, by the way, which I'm shocked that they held her to the fire on this, but this girl tore her ass up. Watch.
Kirk was betrayed by someone close to him. What do you mean? I think that in the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot of financial reports that are coming out. And I, first and foremost, do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I want to be very clear on that. Whether he was involved, I think the answer is yes. I think that's obvious.
Okay, real quick. You don't think Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk, but you think he had something to do with it. Does that even make sense? What could he have to do with it if he didn't kill Charlie Kirk? What? I don't know. Does that make sense to you? Think about that for a second. He shot him, but you're saying he didn't shoot him, but he was involved somehow. How was he involved? Make that make sense. Either he shot him or he didn't, because if he didn't shoot him, he wouldn't be involved. What does this kid have that makes him so important that he didn't shoot Charlie Kirk, but he was involved? Why would the government or all of these people pick this random kid out of nowhere that nobody has ever heard of in life and say he's the one that did it? And we're gonna make him take the fall. Like, come on.
And your basis for saying he didn't act alone is what? I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp and were written like they were speaking in 1822, among other things. Their lack of an ability to answer any basic questions about what took place. Do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be easily proven. Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist. This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding from the indictment.
Oh, Discord said this, Discord said that. Here, wait a second. I gotta rewind it because she's gonna say the best part.
Text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding.
Oops.
From the indictment.
So she's talking about, oh, well, because Discord said there were no messages. This girl says, because there weren't, they were text messages.
I actually did not read that they were text messages. The indictment calls them text messages. What would it be like the feds are like on a computer, typing it out back and forth? That's exactly what it is. The feds made up the text messages. But you don't have anyone from like the FBI telling you that, or I have leaks. Okay. No. Has anyone leaked to you? And Tyler Robinson. Has anyone said to you?
Hold on, wait a second.
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp.
I have to rewind it back because I want you to hear the part.
Among other things, their lack of ability to answer any basic questions about what took place. Do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be easily proven. Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist. This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding from the indictment. I actually did not read that they were text messages. The indictment calls.
Boom! Because she didn't read the fucking indictment. That is what I wanted you to hear. How are you talking all of this shit about Charlie Kirk's death and saying, oh, this kid didn't do it and it was this one and that one, but you never read the fucking indictment? Discord said that there were no text messages. Yes, Discord did say that. But Discord messages were not the same thing. The thing was for text messages. That is what they were that is what everybody's talking about, is the text messages, not Discord messages, which I don't even know what the fuck Discord is.
It's
so
something
don't
that people message on and call on. I don't have it, but I'm like people gaming.
Oh, my daughter just told me what they were. It's people that send messages. Okay, so wait a second. Now that makes me even more weird. You're going off of Discord where people send messages and stuff through Discord, which How is that factual? How does that make what you're saying relevant if it's a place where people go on and just say whatever and say, oh, there was no Discord messages. That's why this is all bullshit. No, they were text messages. Oh, well, I didn't read the indictment. I didn't see that. Yeah, because you're a fucking idiot. You're talking all of this shit and you haven't read the indictment. She still, to this day, has not read the indictment. You got owned, bitch. Like, what the fuck? Oh, please. Shut up. That's what I'm saying. Not right now, in a little bit. All right, baby. Love you. Sorry, I was talking to my daughter. So,
I have one more question. How long was that charger sitting there? For?
It was charging my phone.
Oh.
I have a plug.
Oh.
So fuck Discord. You have not read the indictment, and you still have not read the indictment at all. So I'm gonna finish this.
Some text messages. What would it be like the feds are like on a computer, like typing it out back and forth? That's exactly what it is. The feds made up the text messages. But you don't have anyone from like the FBI telling you that, or I have leaks. Okay. No. Has anyone leaked to you? And Tyler Robinson. Has anyone said to you, even off the record, like, yeah, we faked these? I have very strong sources everywhere on both sides. Well, I look forward to seeing the evidence. Yeah, sure. Because when we see you're talking about evidence, it's like, who's going to present the evidence? Like the mainstream media? Like who are you expecting to come out? Hot story. No, it wouldn't be. It would be. It wouldn't be. If the FBI, like if I had a source telling me, like if I had proof that the FBI faked those messages, that would be an enormous story. Yeah, I kind of feel like we live in a post-Epstein world and we know how stories get shut down. And
she is so full of shit. She has I have all these sources. Bitch, no, you don't. No, you fucking don't. And if you do, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Or maybe you're having a conversation with someone and they're like, oh, you know what? I feel like there's more to this than just Tyler Robinson. I just, and someone just rattling off some bullshit that was close to them and she ran with it. It didn't mean anything. It was just rambling. You know what? When anybody famous dies, there's always people that think there's more to the story than what's being shown. Everybody thinks that. Just like with JFK, like, oh, and the man in the grassy knoll, there were shots coming from all over the place. No, Lee Harvey Oswald had a fucking gun and shot fucking JFK, and that was that. And and Trump actually released all the information about that case. He released that all where you could see every single piece of information that was gathered from that investigation, and you can find it all. And it was Lee Harvey Oswald. And I was a patsy, blah, blah, blah. The only thing I think is that someone went to him and said, you need to kill President JFK, blah, blah, blah. We want it done. Who knows who did it? He used to be a Russian fucking whoever. So fucking maybe they did it. I don't know. Maybe somebody told him to do it. But it doesn't change the fact that he was a lone gunman and he did it. Whether someone told him to do it or not, that remains to be a mystery. We don't know because he got shot before anything happened, but he, claimed to be a patsy. But he also fucking killed a cop, too. So, what the fuck? Like, you didn't do it? We know you killed the cop, so what's stopping you from killing the fucking president? But this is, like, getting out of control. So, the next thing I want to show you is, well, then I have to scroll down pretty far because, here we go. This is one of her things. I had a vivid dream. Ready?
I similarly, like I just said, had a vivid dream this weekend, and Charlie came to me and he told me that he was betrayed. And so for me, you don't have to believe that, but I do believe that. And it was the immediate sense I got actually. And I don't know who exactly it is that betrayed him, but I also felt in the dream that it is soon going to be revealed, that it's actually.
And that's all I'm going to play of that because it's ridiculous. Oh, Charlie came to you in a dream. No, bitch. That was a demon that came to you in a dream and wants you to spread this propaganda all over the place. Charlie's in heaven. He isn't coming back to fucking tell you shit. And if he is going to come back and be in a dream, he's going to go to his wife and he's going to go to his kids. Okay? I watched this thing on a priest because when I started to get heavy into Jesus and everything like that, this was right before Charlie got shot and everything, and before I bought a Bible. I watched this priest and he talked and he said, nobody in heaven is leaving heaven to come and talk to you and whatever. They're too busy in heaven being in glory and being full of happiness and love. Yeah, they're watching over you, but they're not coming to talk to you. The people, when the people that sit there and say, oh, and they go and they psychics tell them, oh, your family members here and they said this and that, the other thing, he said that is demons, because demons are always around you, just like angels are always around you, but demons know everything. So when you think you're getting information from a loved one, and you're like, how did they know that? Only they knew that. No, the demon knew it too, because the demon was there and they used that against you. That shit is all trickery into getting you to believe in something other than God. And don't believe it. Don't buy into it. Don't do the psychic shit. Don't do none of that. All of it is garbage. I had did it at one point, and I believed what I believed my loved one was talking to me, because she had said something that only him and I had said, and nobody else knew. And she said it, and she's like, oh, he said ride or die. You're his ride or die. And I lost it, because that's what he used to say, and that's what we used to say to each other. But then when I heard this priest say this, I was like, whoa, wait a second. Was that a demon? Was that a demon that repeated that? And I thought it was him. Oh my God. And it's true. They're in heaven, they're having a blast, they're watching over you, but they're not leaving heaven to come to you. Just like if you're in hell, they're not leaving hell to come to you. Once you're there, it's done, it's a wrap. So no, Charlie did not come to you in a fucking dream, Candace. Get your fucking, oh, and he said he was betrayed. Really? So Charlie was a very outspoken, matter-of-fact person. If he felt like he was being betrayed, he would have called everybody out. People would have been fired, whatever. You have nerve to say that, bitch, he fired you. You got fired from TPS USA. You got fired because of your fucking crazy anti-Semitic radical beliefs. He fucking got rid of you. You used to be on Fox News all the time. They won't even have you on anymore. Daily Wire fucking got rid of you. Everywhere you go, you get fired. They get rid of you. So you had to start your old thing and your own podcast, and the only reason why you got any viewers on that is because people have been following you for so long. But now you're just fucking crazy. It's unbelievable. Like, oh, I'm not liking Trump because he's backing Israel and blah, blah, blah. And you just hate Jews. Just say it. You hate Jews. You hate them. It's a problem for you. Charlie loved Israel. He loves the Jewish people. You were not fit for his thing. He got rid of you. Maybe not on bad terms. He probably liked you still as a person and considered you a friend, but you were not the right person to front his organization. It's funny because all the time I've seen all her shows, she's never talked about Charlie Kirk. Never. Not until he fucking died. And all the videos she posts of them being best friends and blah, 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 that shit's old as fuck. She has nothing new or recent of them being together. Because he was not okay with what the fuck she was saying. Here's my guy, the older millennial, and listen to what he had to say.
All right, I've had just about enough of Candace Owens.
I'm one of the Masons of Turning Point USA.
No, you're not. Earl, you might be one of the greatest examples of failing upwards I've ever seen in my life. Like, first of all, when it comes to Turning Point, you were fired because you were praising Hitler. I mean, you claimed you left because you wanted to focus on Brexit, which pretty much became nothing. Like everything else you've ever tried to do in your career. Most of you probably never heard of this lady until she started working at Turning Point. But back in 2015, she started a company called Degree 180. It was a liberal marketing company. In fact, her entire company was dedicated to attacking Tea Party Republicans. That company failed less than 10 months later. Then in 2016, she started socialautopsy.com, where she endeavored to expose the bullies on the internet. What it was a doxing page. And that's why everybody opposed it, and Kickstarter pulled your funding. Because you were creating a website to commit a crime. And magically in 2017, she became conservative. She started talking about racism and inequality and identity, all three things that she was in favor of like a year prior. Then she launched a new website and a YouTube channel called Red Pill Black. That also failed. Then in 2017, she started working at Turning Point. 2019, she was fired. Then she tried to start her own show on PragerU. That failed. And she tried to start her own thing at Daily Wire. That failed. And she was fired because she was working for Jewish people while being openly anti-Semitic. Fucking duh, don't do that. Then she started the fucking Freedom Phone. It's turned out to be just a $120 Chinese phone that she sold for $500. Yeah, big surprise. Nobody bought that. Then she worked for Glorify, which is an anti-woke startup bank, who also failed in November. And now she's a YouTuber who grabs at any fucking conspiracy theory she can find, who keeps the money coming in by being a dedicated anti-Semite. Yeah, I'm sorry, Candace. You weren't one of the Masons of Turning Point. You came in 5 years after they started up, and you were fired because you're an awful person. But please, just fucking...
You see? Look how many jobs she's had and has been fired from every single one of them because she is an anti-Semite and she fucking is crazy. And people are not about it. They're not about it. Even Tucker Carlson walks a very thin line because I believe he's a little anti-Semitic too. But he is less anti-Semitic than her. And not for nothing, Tucker Carlson is a hell of a lot more famous than her And he can get away with it because he doesn't talk about it every single fucking day. Every day, she's talking about Jews and Benjamin Netanyahu, how do you fucking say his name? Netanyahu, all the time. Especially since Charlie Kirk died. That's all she says. Where Tucker Carlson basically said he supports Palestine, blah, 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 whatever. And Charlie Kirk still talked to him. Charlie Kirk still respected him because, yes, that's just his point of view and, whatever. But actually, you know what? Let me take that back. I don't think he's full on anti-Semitic, but he's toting a line where you could say, yeah, he doesn't really like Jews, but he doesn't full on say that. She full on says that. Now, he supported Palestine, but Tucker Carlson and Charlie Kirk were very, very good friends and never stopped being friends. Because Charlie Kirk was a person that believed in having discussions and freedom of speech and everything else. So there's the difference there. And Tucker Carlson is way more famous than she is. And he does not sit on his show every fucking day accusing Jews of killing Charlie Kirk. Okay? So that's the difference there. Now, what I'm going this is going to be a longer one of my podcasts. The certain podcasts are going to go over an hour. But mainly I like to do hour podcasts, but when stuff is this important, it's got to be over an hour. Okay? So what I am going to do is read you the indictment. I have the actual indictment for Tyler Robinson. Okay? And that Candace still to this day has not read, and she's still running her fucking mouth about this situation, but has not read the fucking indictment. So I'm going to read the indictment. Okay? Count 1, aggravated murder, capital felony in violation of Utah Code, blah, blah, blah. In that on September 10th, 2025, in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or, pursuant to Utah Code, blah, 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 a mandatory sentence of imprisonment with life without parole, blah, 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 but he's getting the death penalty. Let's see. Count 2, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious and bodily injury. First degree felony in violation of Utah Code, in that a firearm in the direction of Charlie Kirk, knowing or having reason to believe that Charlie Kirk may be endangered by the discharge of the firearm, and the act caused serious bodily injury to Charlie Kirk. Let's see. There's a lot, and I don't want to read everything. I'm going to read this one, though. Violent offense committed in the presence of a child. Aggravating factor. The sentencing judge or board of pardons and parole shall consider an aggravating factor in their deliberations that the defendant committed a violent criminal offense in the presence of a child. Count 3, obstruction of justice, a second-degree felony in the violation of Utah Code, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant Tyler James Robinson, with intent to hinder, delay, or prevent the investigation, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, or punishment of any regarding conduct that constitutes a criminal offense, concealed or removed the firearm used to shoot Charlie Kirk, and conduct that continues an offense that would be a capital felony or first degree felony. Count 4, obstruction of justice. Okay, let's go down. Count 5, tampering with a witness. In violation of Utah code, in that on about September 10th, 2025, the defendant Tyler James Robinson believed that an official proceedings or investigations was pending or about to be instituted, intended to prevent an official proceeding of investigation, and attempted to induce or otherwise cause his roommate to withhold testimony, information, a document, or an item, to wit, directing his roommate to delete incriminating text messages. And then he got count 6, tampering with a witness, which is basically the same thing. Count 7, violent offense committed in the presence of a child. Let's see. Probable cause statement. Brian Davis of the Utah State Bureau of Investigations having probable cause to believe that the defendant committed the above listed offenses, submitted the following evidence in support of the filing of this information. On September 10th, 2025, at approximately 12:23 p.m., Charlie Kirk was shot and killed while speaking to a large crowd on the campus of Utah Valley University. Police found this suspected murder weapon, a bolt-action .30-06 rifle, nearby. Over the next approximately 33 hours, police conducted a manhunt for the shooter until the evening of September 11th, 2025, when Tyler James Robinson surrendered to police at the Washington County Sheriff's Office. DNA consistent with Robinson was found on the rifle's trigger. After shooting Mr. Kirk, Robinson hid the gun, discarded the clothing he wore when he fired the rifle, and told his lover roommate to delete the text messages. Let me just see. This is basically exactly what happened that day about the shooting. I don't really need to go into all of that because we all know what happened. I just wanted to read the charges, which is all Candace had to do herself, was read the fucking indictment. I am looking for okay, here, we'll read the roommate part. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson. The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting and provided those messages to police. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate received a text from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that said, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text, okay, and I'm going to read you the text messages. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What?" a bunch of times. "You're joking, right?" And Robinson, "I'm still okay, my love, but I am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this a secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. The roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I am. I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude that interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yes. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have moved on. I can't. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can't get close to it, but there's a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got in my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man will do if I don't bring Grandpa's rifle back. If it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace back to me. I wonder about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with me. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the fuck will I explain losing it to my old man? Now, real quick, you're such a fucking dummy that you didn't wear gloves when you were shooting the gun. Like, that's how you know this kid is a fucking retard and had no experience in what he was doing, which again blows up Candace's argument because if these Jewish donors who are loaded with money and Benjamin Netanyahu and Cash Patel and Trump and fucking everybody else she's accused of fucking doing this, why would they pick this low life loser who's not even smart enough to wear gloves so he wouldn't leave fingerprints on the gun if he knew he was going to have to stash the gun because he couldn't be seen with it? Why wouldn't he wear fucking gloves? And also, scratch the serial number off the weapon so that the weapon couldn't have been identified, because a professional, shit, not even a professional, even gang members know better than to use a gun with a serial number on it and fucking uh you know leave evidence like that. Like, are you fucking retarded? Like, really? Even fucking gang members wipe the gun off if they do shoot the gun and they want to get rid of it so that the gun can't be tied to them. They wipe down the gun and then they go chuck it in a river somewhere or whatever. And most of those guns that gang members are using, the serial numbers are all scratched off them anyway. But a common sense person would scratch off the serial number and wear gloves. So he wasn't that smart. So you're telling me that all these people with billions of dollars hired this stupid, retarded, half-assed fucking little tween to go kill Charlie Kirk, and he fucking sucked at his shot? Yeah, he killed him, but he sucked because he didn't shoot him in the head. He shot him in his fucking neck. It's possible that if Charlie just moved an inch, he would have missed. Or if Charlie moved a certain way, he could have maybe survived. Maybe if he moved all the way over, it would have hit him in his throat. And, he could have survived that because there's not major arteries right there. You have your aorta and your Adam's apple or whatever. And it would have to go through that, which is pretty thick. And then, hit your spinal cord. He might not have been normal, but he could have lived. So this kid didn't do a great job, because it's possible Charlie could have lived if he moved a certain way, or something didn't go right, or he completely missed. You know what I mean? So why would they take a chance on a fucking loser like this kid, when they could have had a professional fucking hitman fucking do it and get the job done? It doesn't make sense. Did I read that part? I'm wishing I circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring Grandpa's rifle back. Oh, I did read this. I'm worried about Prince. Leave it in the brush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with me. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find Prince. How the fuck will I explain losing this to my old man? The only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The fucking messages were mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge, UWU, I don't know what the fuck that means, on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm gonna have to leave it. That really fucking sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think that was a 2K scope. Robinson, delete this exchange. My dad wants a photo of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released the photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Since Trump got in office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors is here, a deputy for the sheriff. You are all I worry about, love. I'm much more worried about you. Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. And then the search of the residence, it says police executed a search warrant on Robinson's residence. During the last search, police discovered shell casings with etchings like the etchings found on the shells near the rifle. Police also found several targets with bullet holes in Robinson's home. And then those are all the counts again. And that's it for that. So Candace, with all her bullshit, saying all that stuff, I just read you everything Tyler Robinson said to his trans lover, who is still a man. So I'm going to say that Tyler Robinson is gay, because the trans girl is not actually a girl. He's still a man. He had no kind of surgery or anything done. He just wants to be trans. But they had a relationship. Even in the indictment, they call him a man. And he can't even believe what the fuck just happened. He's like, are you fucking serious? Like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? And the whole thing just doesn't make any fucking sense. And Candace is fanning the flames of this situation, and she doesn't understand that all the things she's saying, you don't think this kid's defense attorneys aren't listening to this and going and trying to use what they could end up using what she says as reasonable doubt? And not that I would believe this could ever happen, but he could potentially get off on this altogether because of the shit she's saying. Like, you got to think about that. The shit that you're saying can influence a jury, can help the defense build a case. Oh, Tyler Robinson didn't do it. It was a Jew. It was people that were conspiring against Charlie Kirk and TPUSA, and the Jewish donors he had, and Benjamin Netanyahu and him got into some argument, which is bullshit because Benjamin Netanyahu had texted Charlie to come back to Israel to go on a trip with him. And Charlie planned on going. They were going to Israel and he was going to take him somewhere. Benjamin Netanyahu said that on national television. So, what are you talking about? They had issues, and Charlie wasn't on the side of Israel anymore. Like, stop it. So now I have the article on his family because there's a lot of people that are like, oh, Tyler Robinson was MAGA, and the MAGA is the one that killed Charlie Kirk, not liberals, blah blah blah. Are you stupid? Why would a MAGA person kill Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk was instrumental in getting Trump elected? Why in the fuck would they kill Charlie Kirk? That makes no fucking sense at all. That's like me saying, let's say Kamala Harris got shot, and I'd say, oh, that wasn't MAGA. That was a liberal that shot her. You would be like, what? That doesn't. Why would you shoot Charlie Kirk if you're MAGA? Charlie Kirk was MAGA. Period. Like, face slap. You're stupid. Absolutely stupid.
Oh, please. Shut up.
Thank you. So, all right, I'm going to get to the part that you need to read. Prosecutors on Tuesday offered more insight into the killing of Robinson's alleged discussions with family and his roommate in the wake of the shooting. After his father recognized Robinson in photos released by authorities, the suspect met with his parents and implied that he was the shooter and stated he could not go to jail and just wanted it to end, the charging documents said. His parents then asked their son why he committed this crime, to which he said, there is too much evil and that guy Charlie Kirk spreads too much hate, according to the charging documents. First of all, Charlie Kirk did not spread hate, okay? That is the last fucking thing he did. You know what he spread? Common fucking sense. That's what he spread. He spread that trans women are not women, okay? That's why the word trans is in front of women, because you're not a woman. If you're a woman, then you're not a trans woman. Trans women are trans women. They are not women. That's what he says. He also says that DEI and affirmative action are bullshit, which they are, because it shouldn't matter what color skin you have. It should matter, can you do the job, and do you do you have what it takes to do the job? Can you do the job? Are you the best at the job? And that's what you should get the job based on, not because you're black or Asian or whatever. If I'm better than a black person at a job, then and he gets the job, but he's not as good as me, that's a problem. It shouldn't be like that. And his famous line that people always misconstrue, he says, if a white pilot and a black pilot were up for the same position, but the white pilot was better, but the airport or the airline had to fill a quota. So instead of hiring the white guy that was better than the black guy at the job, in order to fill their quota, they hire the black guy. And Charlie says, if I ask who's flying, may I ask who's flying the plane? Oh, this guy. He sees that he's black. He wonders in the back of his head, did he get that job because he was the best person for the job? Or did he get the job because he's black? That is one of the things he said. He wasn't being racist when he said that. He had a legitimate question, and it makes sense because DEI and affirmative action at one point, yes, worked because there was racism and job opportunities, and the black people weren't getting positions because they were black and things like that. But now that's done and over with. Now it should be who the best person for the job gets the job. That's it. End of story. That's all he was saying. He wasn't saying that black people can't be pilots and that no black person should get a job. He's just saying that if someone else was better than that black person shouldn't get the job just because he's black. He should get the job because he's the best pilot he can be. And are you going to feel comfortable on that plane knowing that this person might not be the best person to fly this plane? Period. And people get that confused all the time as racism. It wasn't racism at all. And his other question, what can a white person do that a black person can't do? Name it. Name it. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to put my email for the Charlie Kirk email is working again. So I'm going to put it up. Name something that a white person can do that a black person can't do. And I want you to send me an email and I want you to tell me what a white person can do that a black person can't do in this day and age. That was his other argument. He doesn't think trans people should be in women's sports. He is right. He believes in no abortion. He is right about that. The only part I disagree with him on is if you're raped or molested or anything like that, I believe that is your decision to have an abortion. But at the same time, most of those women don't end up having abortions. They end up having the babies. And kudos to them for doing that. Especially if it's molestation, because they usually are like trapped in their houses and they're not allowed to leave. And they're not allowed to. So they're usually trapped in their houses and they're never allowed to leave, and they give birth in their houses and whatever, but they still take care of their kids. And there's people that have been raped that have had children and whatever. So it is possible. I personally would not be mad at a person for getting abortion because of rape or incest or anything like that. But everything else, I do not agree with abortion. You will never get me to do it. It's not happening. If I get pregnant, I get pregnant. That's it. And that's basically what Charlie said. So spreading hate is bullshit. So exactly what Robinson's alleged referring to by hate was not clear. Investigators noted that Charlie Robinson's mom told her son he allegedly began. Hold on one second. Sorry, I had to get my kids to be quiet. Began having a relationship with his roommate who is transitioning and had begun leaning to the left more politically, becoming more pro-gay and trans right oriented. But the document does not indicate the relevance of those stances, nor were Kirk's remarks about those issues were a motivating factor. Gray said he would let the judge determine whether the statements allegedly made by Robinson constituted a confession. Let's see. On the day of the shooting, the roommate received messages from the 22-year-old, said, "Drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard, blah, blah, blah." The roommate found a note, and I basically read you all of that. Robinson's roommate asked how long he'd be planning this attack, which he said a little over a week. As the suspect remains in custody, number of invincible, blah, 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 blah. Suspects Discord, a group chat message platform where Robinson allegedly confessed he was the shooter 2 hours before he was taken into custody. Now, Candace, where are you for that, huh? What the fuck? You're all about Discord, right? You're all about Discord. Here, let me read that again. As the suspect remains in custody without bail, FBI Director Kash Patel said a number of individuals are currently being investigated who are linked to the suspect's Discord, a group chat messaging platform where Robinson allegedly confessed he was the shooter 2 hours before he was taken into custody. Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this. One of the messages read, "Are you kidding me? So you're all about Discord and you didn't see that? He fucking admitted it on the Discord, Candace. Stop it. Girl, you need to do more research. You need to learn how to do more research, okay? Because this is ridiculous. I found all of that information, the indictment and the information I just read to you. I found all of that not even 10 minutes before I did this episode. And you're telling me you're a professional podcaster. You're telling me that I'm better than you at retrieving information? Like, get the fuck out of here. Are you joking me right now?
Oh, please. Shut up.
Like, what in the fuck is wrong with you? Unbelievable. Unfucking real. Unreal. Candace needs to stop her bullshit and stop it now. Erica Kirk has been through enough. And just like Erica Kirk said on Jesse Waters' primetime show, she's read the indictment. She's read everything the prosecution has, and she is confident that this is going to go her way. All you had to do was read the indictment, and you're talking about Discord messages. And he wrote on Discord that he killed Charlie Kirk. He told his family he killed Charlie Kirk. He told everybody that he killed Charlie Kirk. And you're still sitting here with your bullshit. This kid is dead to rights. He is done. There is no helping him. His high-powered attorneys that he has that, only took this case because it's high profile. The only thing they're going to be fighting for is to get him off the death penalty. They're not going to fight that he didn't do it. They're not going to, try to say that he has mental issues. They're not going to say any of that. Their main goal is going to try to get him off the death penalty. That is what they are going to fight to do. Because he obviously planned this. I believe it said he planned it like a week ahead of time. His family said he was radicalized. And he's gay. Sleeping with a fucking man who's transgender. And that motherfucker threw him under the bus. And he didn't want Charlie Kirk to die. So what the fuck? Like, what are you trying to do, Candace? Stop it. Get the fuck out of here. This is out of control. So, that is basically it for the Candace Owens part of the show tonight. And I'm quickly, because I didn't read the Bible for the start of this episode, so I'm going to read it now. Here it is. It says, this is perfect for this particular clip, video. I have done what is righteous. Just do not leave me to my oppressors. Ensure your servants' well-being. Do not let the arrogant oppress me. My eyes fail, looking for your salvation, looking for your righteous promise. Deal with your servant according to your love and teach me your decrees. I'm your servant. Give me discernment that I may understand your statutes. It's time you act. Lord, your law is being broken because I love your commands more than gold, more than pure gold. And because I consider all your precepts right, I hate every wrong path. So, yes, this episode went a little longer than I expected it to, but it was worth it because I needed to chop Candace's head off at the root because she is shot the fuck out. So, here is the email. Again, if you're new to the podcast, you go in. If you have any questions you want me to answer, I will. Why does it keep going away? I will answer them on my podcast, and that's why. Hold on. I will answer them on the show. If you want to do a debate, write in the subject that you want to debate, and you tell me what you want to debate. But if you get too crazy and over talking and doing that liberal shit, I will shut it down. If you want to be a co host with me, that put in the subject that you want to be a co host with me, and then I will talk to you, see how we vibe, and then if I want to put you on the show, I will send you what I'm going to be doing my show about, so you can get information on this show that I'm going to be talking about. I'll have information, and then we'll go back and forth with what we have and talk off the cuff, and it'll be all good. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, everything. And let's try to make this episode go viral, because Candace needs to be cut off at the fucking knees.